Ladies and gentlemen, you may take your seats. Our chief guest, the Principal Secretary, the State Department for Investment, that's under the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. Meeting, that's our Principal Secretary, Mr. Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, representing the Cabinet Secretary in charge of the same ministry, Madam Rebecca Miano. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. The chairperson of KenInvest, Madam Sally Mahihu. We are honored to have Mr. Anthony Ngororano, who's a UNDP Kenya resident representative. Our CEO, Managing Director, Madam Junchep Gemei. Also want to recognize CEOs present of various state departments. I see Mr. Hussein of APZA. Thank you, sir, for being here. I see Madam Floyd Mukabana, the CEO of Kiproba. Thank you for being here. We also recognize and welcome the board members present of KenInvest. You'll be duly recognized by Madam Chair as well. I also want to recognize as well the National Investment Council, and the same will be recognized as well. The team will be recognized by our chair. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning again. Good morning. The room is very warm and can sense some excitement in looking forward to the launch of the Kenya Investment Authority Strategic Plan. That's for the year 2023-2027. I cannot wait to get my hands on a copy as well. I think the focus right now is looking at what exactly is the investment climate going to be like? I know the target here is to promote and attract investment upwards of $1 trillion Kenya shillings by the year 2027. We're looking at how to position Kenya's attractiveness for investment, to support and facilitate growth for Kenya investment champions, enhancing investor facilitation framework, and a lot more to look forward to on the launch. Of course, I don't want to steal the thunder from our Managing Director, who will be giving you details on the same. So without further ado, breakfast has been paid for as well, and I can see you all sat according to your various teams. I see various investors, I see various departments represented. As we go along, I'm more than happy to recognize the teams that are present here today. I'll be your facilitator. My name is Laban Cleveland-Serio. It's now my absolute pleasure to invite up on stage Madam Sally Mahihu, who's the chairperson, KenInvest, to take it up from here and recognize the protocols that I mentioned earlier as well. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome her on stage, leading a fantastic team behind her. A round of applause, please, to Madam Sally.
Thank you, Laban. I think that's fine. Thank you, Laban. Welcome, each and every one of you. We had done an opening prayer earlier on in the morning, but for the benefit of those who came later, and that we may be together as we move on in this event today, allow me to just say a few words of prayer that we invite the presence of our Lord into this function. Precious Father, Jehovah God Almighty, thank you for gathering us together. Thank you for giving us this opportunity indeed to come together and deliberate and even launch this strategic plan. Thank you for each and every person here. Thank you for the remarks we shall make. Thank you for the contributions. We thank you for this day. We surrender to it and to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, mine is very brief and very straightforward, and I am excited to see that we have a full room, and it is indeed an honor. As June, our CEO, has said, you are very busy men and women, and for you to be here today, we count it as a serious and sincere honor. We appreciate you. So allow me, firstly, in absentia, to recognize our CS, Honorable Rebecca Miano, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry. Allow me to recognize and acknowledge our PS, who is here with us and representing the CS today, Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Investment Promotion. I'd like to also recognize my fellow board chairs who are present here, from KDC, from EPZ, from CESA. Thank you for those who are here this morning. And as they come in later on, I may have to actually mention them personally. I'd also like to recognize my board members. Now, this board is a wonderful board, and I just want us to be upstanding, those of you who are here this morning. I think to have a board that supports both the chair and the CEO and the management is not a small feat. So I'd like you to stand up, my board chairs, as I introduce you, because you've been very instrumental in bringing KenInvest to where we are today. So right here we have Colonel Khalif Aden Shebel. He's from the private sector, and he is the chair of the Audit and Risk Committee. We have Madam Rebecca Kimeto. She's from the private sector, and she serves in the Strategy, Investment, Promotion, and Facilitation and Innovation Committee, so very part of the team that came up with this strategic plan. We have also Mr. Timothy Mwangi, who is the alternative member from the Ministry and State Department for Lands and Physical Planning, very resourceful and a very valuable member of our team. We also have with us Mr. Dixon Murira, who is an alternative member from the Executive Office of the President of Cabinet Affairs, very valuable member of Parliament. We have also with us Mr. James Mulatia, an alternative member from the State Department for Devolution, very crucial in our deliberations to have a representative from the Devolution, State Devolution Department. And we also have, do I have another board member here today? Who am I not seeing? Yes, we have the young are also represented on our board. Very fresh energy from Khadija Mustafa. Thank you very much for being here. We have Hussein, who is also the CEO of the EPZA, also a very valuable member of our board. Thank you for being here. Also, I see we have the presence of Madam Nora. Nora is the Director General of KDC. Nora, you can stand up. They see you because they know you're Madam Moneybags. You help us a lot in things, in matters of money. So that is Nora from KDC. Thank you very much. You may have your seats, directors. Thank you very, very much for your support and for making it here this day. Now, we also have with us today a group of men and women who have been invaluable in supporting KenInvest in this last year since their inception. This is a board, this is a council known as the National Investment Council. Now, this council was actually provided for in the Investment Promotion Act of many years ago, of 2014, but they had not been operationalized until recently with the new regime and our new president, when he recognized the need to have this council operationalized. And I tell you, from the day they came on board, they have been non-stop in very valuable support to KenInvest, and we really appreciate them. I just want to ask them to introduce themselves. If Laban, we can just give them a microphone to go around. They can introduce themselves. We value you, we recognize you, we acknowledge you as part and parcel of KenInvest and a very instrumental team of persons to have with us. Go ahead.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
My name is Tom Mulwa, a member of NIC.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ahmed Farah. I'm a member of the NIC as well.
Good morning. My name is Humphrey Kariuki, a member of NIC.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. David Langhart, member of NIC.
Thank you. Those are the ones present today. We have other members. And the NIC, for those who may not be familiar with it, is like an apex body that literally, it's headed by His Excellency. He is the chair. His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. He chairs this National Investment Council, of which I am also a member by virtue of being a chair of KenInvest. And it's an apex body that unlocks the bottlenecks and the obstacles and hindrances that hinder the investments in this nation. A very crucial body headed by our president, and it is doing exactly what it was set up to do, and we appreciate it. It has several committees, like the tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, I think ICT. We have several committees that are running within the NIC. And as I said, the work that has been done in the short time has been commendable and absolutely, absolutely admirable by the NIC. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to also recognize Mr. Michael Kagira, the board member of KDC. Are you here, Michael? Thank you very much. I thought I saw you. Thank you very much for being here. Karibu sana. He is also a representative of the National Treasury. Now, with us today also, we have valued investors in the room. We value, we don't take you for granted. Thank you for your support and welcome to this launch. We also have partners, our partners who partner with us as KenInvest, who are supporting the government in this space of investments in reviving the economy of our nation. We have the KenInvest management also, who have been key in putting together the strategic plan, together with our strategic committee. They are running around all over the place. This is a team I found in the last 1 year as I've been chair. I have found a team that has worked tirelessly, a very committed team that has worked tirelessly. We recognize your presence here. You put this together, and we welcome you. We also welcome the members of the Fourth Estate. We need you. We appreciate you. We acknowledge that you have to write what you must and speak to us and challenge us. I see Florence, you have come. That's another one of our board members, very crucial because she's a chairman of the strategy committee that put together and worked a lot on this strategic plan. Thank you, Florence, and welcome. I will make a few remarks, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before I hand over to my able colleagues to take it over from here. So a very warm welcome to all of you. It fills me with great joy. Is this the point I make my remarks, Laban? It is the point I make my remarks. I like to be sure. I like to be sure. So a very warm welcome to all of you. It fills me with great joy to extend on behalf of the Kenya Investment Authority our deepest gratitude for your presence here today. We are incredibly grateful for the unwavering support we receive from our parent ministry, the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, MITI. And I think at this point I should mention, within that ministry is the State Department for Investment Promotion, under which KenInvest falls under, headed by our PS Abubakar Hassan Abubakar. And I think this was a need that our president saw at the beginning of this year, I think it's at the end of last year, to literally lift this department, the State Department for Investment Promotion, in view of how crucial it is in this dispensation, and to have it headed by a very able PS, so that he puts us together, KenInvest, KDC, APZ, and CESA, bring us together to strategize and show us the roadmap to where we're going in supporting the vision of our government and our head of state. And I feel honored to acknowledge the esteemed presence, she is not here today, and in her absence, to honor and recognize our Cabinet Secretary, Rebecca Miano. She has hit the road running. She has been so busy, and we honor her and appreciate her. She has added value. She has made a great difference, and we're happy to have her in our corner. We want to thank, I want to appreciate also that today KenInvest creates a momentous occasion as we launch a strategic plan for the years 2023 to 2027. We are seeing way ahead. This launch represents a pivotal milestone in shaping the investment promotion and facilitation agenda of our nation. With your presence here today, it becomes evident that you trust us, and you have indeed supported us throughout towards achieving our targets and our goals, and you are valuable collaborative partners in this venture. So we want to acknowledge that. KenInvest is excited and delighted to unveil its meticulously crafted strategic plan. This plan is a strategic roadmap that aligns with important national and international agendas, such as the Vision 2030, the fourth medium-term plan, the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, BETA, the African Union Agenda 2063, and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Throughout the planning process, we have considered various challenges, such as fluctuations in global oil and commodity prices, inflation, currency decline, economic shocks, and high domestic debt. These factors have prompted us to conduct a thorough review of our plan to ensure its relevance and adaptability in the ever-changing economic landscape. On behalf of the board, I would like to express my gratitude to His Excellency the President for appointing us and entrusting us with this docket, because we understand and we know how crucial and important this docket is to him. We understand the significance, potential KenInvest has in creating a lasting impact and fulfilling its mandate. The board is fully committed to seizing this opportunity and delivering on our responsibilities. At this moment, I would like to, okay, I've already introduced you, have I not? Have I not? Yes, I have introduced you. So I'm not going to ask you to stand up. So ladies and gentlemen, as a board, we are fully committed to collaborating closely with the management to ensure that the successful implementation of this plan. We believe by working together, we can achieve our goals and make a significant impact in promoting investments in our country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to express my gratitude to our consultant, NISC Capital. I don't know whether their representative is here today. NISC Capital. Thank you, sir. Karibu sana, welcome. We would like to express our deep gratitude to you and the valuable work and our dedicated staff for their tireless effort in developing and launching this strategic plan. Their dedication and hard work have significantly contributed to our ongoing mission of promoting and facilitating investments. I also want to extend my appreciation to the KenInvest staff. There's a lot of people behind the scenes who you may never see or hear about, who have given tireless hours of work, of research, and nights of preparation in coming up with this plan. And I have full confidence in their abilities and dedication to fulfill the commitments we're making today, because as we as a board own this strategic plan, we are aware that it is the management and the staff who will implement and execute it. And we have confidence. Personally, I have been able to meet and know the management and staff of KenInvest in the last 1 year, and I am confident they will be able to implement and execute this plan effectively and efficiently. And I thank them for their dedication. Your commitment is truly commendable, and I know that we can achieve a great success together. In KenInvest, we believe in teamwork, and that's how we have been operating. So thank you for your contributions and support. And as we work together on this plan, I do see, and I know my board also agrees with me, a resounding success in positioning KenInvest where it should be and bringing it to the place where it can fulfill its mandate as it was intended to. May I mention at this point that even as I was joining KenInvest and even June, the CEO, as we joined at the same time, we found an organization that literally had no visibility at all. An organization that was at the brink of not delivering. But by the grace of God and with the help of the management, a good solid board, partners like NIC and you investors and partners, we have been able to bring KenInvest to a place of visibility. People now hear of it, they know of it, they understand its vision, mission, and mandate. And I thank God for that, because this is a clear way, a clear evidence that we are headed in the right direction. So it is my pleasure to be part of KenInvest team as we work towards achieving our strategic goals. Thank you for this opportunity, and may we be blessed as we endeavor to serve our nation. I always remind my board and the management that when we are called to serve in positions like this in government, it's a call. It's not a job where we are more interested in what we get out of it. It is what can we do for our nation? We ask ourselves constantly, not what our nation can do for us, but what can we do for our nation, for the welfare of our people, and for the fulfillment of the vision of our current government and regime. So thank you for listening to me with those few remarks. And now I'd like to welcome our CEO, I guess, or is it Laban, for the next part of this. Karibuni sana, and thank you for supporting us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Another round of applause, please. Thank you to her, and thank you to the board as well for providing the able leadership that KenInvest needs to drive forward. Judah rightfully recognized you're the sharp end of the spear to run things, and as Madam Chair said, she has full confidence in you and the team, so we cannot wait to hear what you have lined up for us on the strategic plan going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm advised on your tables we have a popular version, actually a QR code that you can be able to scan and be able to actually just follow through the presentation as we go along. Just before Madam June comes in, I'm told we're also live on our KenInvest social media pages as well, with the hashtag KenInvest strategy as you follow along. I should also recognize the CEO's presence and the other dignitaries that we might have missed as we go along. So it's my absolute pleasure now to invite June Chepkemei, the Managing Director at KenInvest, to take it up from here. A round of applause, please.
Our Principal Secretary, Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, the National Investment Council leadership, our Chair of the Board, Madam Sally Mahihu, Directors of the Board of Kenya Investment Authority, our directors from different sagas and the private sector, my colleagues CEOs present here this morning, our distinguished investors, partners, Mr. Anthony from UNDP, our valued partner, the Chambers of Commerce here present, the private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Are you happy this morning? Yes. Very good. That's the most important for us, and we are grateful to have you this morning. Before I could delve deeper into the document that we are launching today, I would like to recognize the presence of all the CEOs here. May you kindly stand. Laban, kindly allow them to introduce themselves.
and we work very closely with Kenya Investment Authority. Thank you.
I don't know whether Madam Brenda has introduced herself.
Good morning, my name is Brenda Mbadi. I am the CEO of Two Rivers International Finance and Innovation Center, SEZ, as well as the Vice Chair for Kenya Private Sector Alliance.
Thank you. Representative from Chambers of Commerce, kindly. I can see British Chamber.
Morning, everyone. I'm Salon Tashba, the chairperson of the British Chamber of Commerce. It's good to be here. Thank you.
I'm Jules Dulay. I'm the chairman of the Netherlands Business Hub in Kenya.
Good morning, I'm Mara Ndiale. I'm the head of the German Chamber of Commerce and the board member of KEPS. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Osman Shawi. I'm the chairman of the French Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Bikiru. I'm the memberships and partnerships lead at the American Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here representing the CEO, Maxwell Kenya.
Thank you. We have a representative from MFA, or we still have, or we have one more. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Kimani. I'm the market advisor of the Australian Chamber of Commerce. I'm here representing the commercial councillor, Edith Pedro.
Thank you, Edith. MFA, kindly.
Good morning. My name is Jesse Osila, Director, Economic Affairs and Commercial Diplomacy, representing PS, State Department of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you. We would not be here today had we been given, not been given clearance from the National Treasury, State Department for Planning, and I advise that the representative is here. State Department for Planning.
Well, thank you. I'm here representing the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Economic Planning by virtue of sitting in the board of Kenya Development Corporation. But I think, the arrangement of the ministry is such that the planning and the treasury are under one cabinet secretary. So the National Treasury and Economic Planning is well represented. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time that we unveil our plan for the next 5 years, from the year 2023 all the way to 2027. Allow me to take us back to where we are coming from. And Kenya Investment Authority was actually established in 1982, before I was born. It was Investment Advisory and Promotion Center that was domiciled at the National Treasury. It later evolved to be Investment Promotion Center, IPC. At that time, my parents were considering getting a child. And a few years later, it got transformed to Kenya Investment Authority that you currently know. So this authority was established in 2004 by an act of parliament that we know, the Popular Act of Parliament. And its mandate really was to support the Kenya Investment Authority to promote and facilitate investment, both DDI, which is domestic direct investment, and FDI, foreign direct investment. The same Act of 2004 did establish the National Investment Council, and as the chair has alluded to, it was only operationalized towards the end of last year, that was in December, when His Excellency the President appointed the council members, and the council members were inaugurated in March this year. So from that context, you can begin to then have an idea as to how Kenya Investment Authority has evolved over the years. Now, Kenya Vision 2030, MTP4, a better economic transformation agenda, are the guiding principles for the development of our investment document that will guide this country going into the future. And the focus really is how do we facilitate foreign investment and how do we grow the domestic direct investment. Just a snapshot on how we are organized as Kenya Investment Authority. We have a mission and a vision, but we are organized through Investment Promotion Directorate, Investment Facilitation Directorate, and Aftercare. Then we have Research Policy Advocacy. Now, with regards to investment promotion, over the years we've been going out there positioning Kenya as an attractive investment destination. In terms of facilitation, we provide facilitation services for investors looking to either enter into the country and those that are already in the country. But in terms of aftercare, we go out there to check on investors to be sure that they are okay. I don't know whether we've been doing it effectively. That's what we are addressing today. In terms of research and policy advocacy, I'm advised that some years back, Kenya Investment Authority was the voice of the private sector. With time, we have slowed on that, but we have that function within Kenya Investment Authority. This is the current structure of Kenya Investment Authority. That is led by a board that has been introduced, a managing director, and within, just under the managing director, we have the general managers, the general manager research and policy advocacy, general manager investment promotion, general manager legal, general manager investor services, and general manager finance and administration. Some general managers are in the room. If you could just stand, we recognize you. Yes. The two gentlemen at the back there is the general manager investment facilitation and aftercare, Guracha. And we have the general manager in charge of research and planning, the owner of this document, Mr. Bwiri. The rest of general managers are handling different assignments. Then under them are managers and officers. So the strategic plan of Kenya Investment Authority has evolved over the years from 1995 to 2001, and in 2003-2007, we had a strategic plan that was mainly guided by Vision 2030, and it evolved over the years, and we are now in the third cycle if we are to benchmark with 2004 when the entity was established under the Act of Parliament. Now, when you look at the guiding principles behind each of the strategic plan, and I'll just start with from 2004, which really is the first strategic plan following the establishment of the entity through an Act of Parliament, and it was basically looking at a framework for the country to deliver on the Vision 2030. And between 2018 to date, the focus was mainly on achievement of what we are calling the Big Four agenda. Now, going into the future, we are guided by the Better Economic Development Plan. Yes, you've not felt as much, but indeed we'll be doing some work. So we have some achievements that we'd like to share with you all the way to the year 2022. And some of the achievements we have was drafting the Kenya investment policy that really highlighted some of the gaps that we had in the investment promotion and our general approach to investment attraction, facilitation, and retention. It also highlighted the need to change the law. It highlighted the need to change to clarify the investor journey, and it's that document, which is the Kenya investment policy, that has guided us as we prepare our new strategic plan, and has also guided us on the legal instruments that we have reviewed. We also have investment facilitation and aftercare, and yes, we did set up a center within Kenya Investment Authority at the 14th floor that offers some of the basic services that some of the agencies in government do to facilitate investors. And into the document, you'll realize how then these functions are now being optimized to deliver more. And in terms of research and policy advocacy, the entity has worked mainly with the development partners to strengthen that, and that is why we have the e-regulation portal, among others. This strategic plan, again, will be guided by bottom-up economic transformation agenda that looks at inclusive growth, and we are also picking on the enablers that has been identified by the government and the sectors that will then push the country going into the future, and that is the manufacturing, tourism, financial services, aviation, infrastructure, environment and climate change, education, and social protection. When you look at some of these key sectors, the National Investment Council has organized themselves into subcommittees to address these issues. And so we are institutionalizing the efforts that have been made by ensuring that they are captured in the strategic plan and they are properly entrenched in the law to allow us to play a more stronger role. Now, we are also looking at the MTP that is really going to guide the country for the next 4 years, and a lot of it, in terms of what has gone into the document, has borrowed a lot on this, and of course, a little bit more focus on the Vision 2030. So you might be wondering, yes, you've highlighted the history. We appreciate you seem to have some of these entities. You seem to be doing some work. But what is it that is new with this strategic plan? Ladies and gentlemen, we have identified strategic issues. And these strategic issues are actually as a result of the feedback that you give us, the feedback that you're giving government, your pain points, the black spots that you like to see addressed by this administration. And one of the key issues that has come out strongly is the weak legal and regulatory framework. We appreciate that the law has not provided that investment environment, that climate that allows you to have certainty in your business, that you feel you are protected. And therefore, this strategic plan has a goal of strengthening the legal and regulatory framework. Yesterday, we had a milestone. We did publish the draft Investment Promotion and Facilitation Bill. When we looked at the act, we realized that it had some, it was not providing Kenya Investment Authority with the right mandate to be able to not only promote, facilitate, but also coordinate, play a more coordinating role. So going into the future, as you read that draft bill, we are strengthening our ability to coordinate so that we allow different players, be it the chambers of commerce, be it the association like Kenya Association of Manufacturers and the rest, to then do what they are good at. And we as Kenya Investment Authority play that coordinating role. And therefore, we are strengthening the legal and regulatory framework for investment promotion and protection, and we've started it with the draft investment promotion and facilitation bill. We call upon you to look at that document. We will kick off sector-specific engagement to enrich it, but this really will allow us to then have a stronger entity and a country that guarantees you the protection for your investment and that predictable environment. Another issue that you brought forward to us is fragmented efforts on investment promotion, facilitation, and coordination. Everybody is promoting investment. Everybody is facilitating investment. Everybody is convening investment meetings. And that is creating confusion among investors, and at times some get lost along the highway or in the streets of Nairobi or Kisumu. And we have recognized that, and we are addressing this by ensuring that we come up with a framework that allows proper coordination and proper framework that allows us to then take our position as the coordinator. And this will be done by fully implementing the investment facilitation framework that is an output of the National Investment Council. Just this week, the ministry, under the leadership of our cabinet secretary and our PS, did reach out to all the players within government, and we counted about 11 of them, and I'm sure the PS will highlight that, who needs to be situated within the Kenya Investment Authority one-stop, one-go center within that facilitation framework. And we have gotten partners, UNDP is here, and World Bank, who are coming to then automate that framework and provide us additional skills, talent that we need to have a one-start, one-go center for investors. That is what we are going to focus on to ensure that we really build a more coordinated approach. Now, we also listened, and you raised the lack of investment-grade projects. And a few times I dread going to the board or sitting in the National Investment Council meetings because I am unable to answer those questions, because they ask us, what is it that you do? Where are those opportunities? Who has packaged it? Are they investor ready? Is it investment grade? Are they bankable? You would make a presentation and the NIC or the board tells you, we love the information, that is a very good job, but so what? We are looking to answer the so what question by focusing on building bankable investment opportunities and creating awareness for those specific opportunities so that investors can engage with a product that they can really be able to make decisions on. And that means a refined and we refine and promote bankable investment opportunities going into the future. Now, what are some of the other strategic issues that we are looking to address? Generic investment promotion efforts. We are always promoting. Anybody inviting us, any of these chambers says, we have an event, come, let's promote. Whatever it is, we are up. Maybe it's MFA. We are going to change going into the future, and our strategic goal is to enhance targeted investment promotion, attraction, and intention efforts to attract a diverse range of local and international investors. And we're going to make it data-driven. We're going to leverage technology. Of us as an investment promotion agency. The board has agreed that what we need is not just to strengthen, but we need what we call radical surgery. So they all have their knives, they have their gloves on, they have the theater, and going into the future, we expect serious surgeries to ensure that we fix the institutional capacity, to strengthen it, get the right talent, attract that talent, and ensure that we have the talent that is able to engage and deliver for the investor. And the strategic goal here is to build a globally competitive investment promotion agency, and therefore we are transforming as Kenya Investment Authority going into the future. Thank you. So we realize that if we were to pick more than this, then it would be too much to chew. At the same time, walk the stairs. So we focus on these 6 strategic issues. We develop the strategic goals and the key result areas for us to be a little bit focused and targeted in our approach. I think I should end here. Do you need anything beyond this? But just, if you can just keep that beautiful. Allow me to just highlight the strategic objectives and some of the strategies. And for the strengthening of the legal and regulatory framework for investment promotion and protection, our strategic goal is to strengthen the legal and regulatory framework, which I think we have started with the Act. And we are setting up a department that only focuses on regulatory affairs, so that you as an investor, someone handholds you to ensure that you are taken through the regulatory framework so that you don't have to do the hard work yourself. And strategies have been developed. I'll just highlight the review of the Investment Promotion and the Investment Promotion Act. With regards to integrated investment facilitation and aftercare, the goal here is to implement the investment facilitation, promotion and facilitation framework that has been developed by the National Investment Council to ensure that we also have a strong and automated framework. All the investors should be able to serve themselves at the comfort of their offices or their rooms, and we are able to track your investment real time, and decision makers will have a dashboard, and they're able to hold everybody within the investment value chain accountable. We discover that as an agency whose mandate is just to promote, facilitate, and coordinate, we actually have no mandate beyond that. So at times the investors are stuck. We don't know where they are stuck. We don't know who is not unlocking the bottlenecks. And for us to build that platform that is trusted, that is credible, that is visible, that holds everybody in that value chain accountable, we must automate. We must automate and allow whoever has the need to know to have visibility of that dashboard and unlock those bottlenecks. The board will have that visibility, the National Investment Council will have the visibility, the cabinet will have the visibility, and His Excellency the President will have the visibility, so that we really address this elephant in the room. What is impacting, what is affecting our investment climate in the country? That is critical for us. And again, I've mentioned the aspect of promoting bankable investment opportunities. Now, to just highlight what it is that we'll focus on, we will not be just the only agency that will be packaging. We are opening the platform to allow different players, whether you are a consulting firm or you are KDC that looks at those opportunities that they can even invest in themselves, are then able to be part of that team that package those opportunities. The private sector who have the opportunities can then take them through our funnel, or they will also have access to our funnel to be able to really package those opportunities ready for uptake. And we'll build a specific department that will focus on structuring and deal closure. With regards to targeted investment promotion and attraction, for us, the focus will be high quality and impactful DDI and FDI. We have the platform. Those that are impactful will be given a green channel through the National Investment Council, and we'll also have different interventions to ensure that we close them as soon as possible. On research and policy advocacy, we will strengthen investment data capture and management, and have highlighted the Transform Investment Promotion Agency. We have a proposed structure that will support the delivery of the strategy. Yes, you can have a plan, a good strategy, but without people, you will not be able to implement. I would like just the CEO, but under the CEO, we are building a strong legal and regulatory services directorate, investment promotion and innovation directorate, the One Start, One Go Center directorate, the strategy planning and research directorate, and corporate services. So these directorates will then focus on ensuring that we deliver for the investor. I would highlight the One Start, One Go Center. It will be our Huduma Center kind of a facility. We already have the space, we have the people, we are kicking off the physical engagement. Beginning January, we are automating. We're very keen to implement to the latter the investment facilitation framework that the National Investment Council has built. You might be wondering, yes, we heard about this NIC, but we haven't seen them, we haven't felt them. They've been working very hard, and they've come up with this framework. Those who joined us during the launch must have had a chance to look at it, but just to highlight what the framework is, it allows for new investment and also the existing investors. And what we have fleshed out is the investor journey. His Excellency the President has been very keen on clarifying the investor journey. When I come to Kenya, where do I start and where do I go? So it will be both physical, as we have said, and virtual, and we give you options whether you are just inquiring for opportunities, then we will provide you 3 options, either generic opportunities, those that are investment grade level, and those that are at initial stages. So you pick as an investor whether you want to progress the generic one, or you brought your own. We have the investor initiated opportunity and those that are ready for packaging. Or you're basically looking for financing, we link you up with institutions such as KDC and the rest, or you need co-investment, JV, partnership, whatever it is, then we are able to provide you. Remember, it's both physical and virtual, meaning that we can track our SLAs and ensure that nobody gets stuck in the funnel. Maybe all you need, you already have an intent to invest. Again, we provide you with that information, or you simply need to be facilitated. You've identified the opportunity, you are clear on what you want, all you need is facilitation. Then you take you to my left side, where we give you the investment advisory, we support you with registration, and we support you with regulatory approval. Should you get stuck, we have an appeal mechanism. We start with our ministry, the office of the principal secretary, the minister, And within the SLAs that we have set, we are unable to close, then we escalate it to the National Investment Council. Some opportunities that are high impact and that align to the government's agenda will then be given a direct green channel to the National Investment Council. We'll also be able to support. One of the critical challenges that we face as a country is due diligence. We need to ensure that we know who you are, what kind of investment you're bringing, to allow us to then move it fast, escalate it further. We will be looking at impact investment, strategic investment, project appraisal. We'll focus a lot, and we've had this discussion with Brenda on job creation, and also focus a lot on technology transfer. Now, within my left side, you see the services there: business registration, tax advisory. All those 5 services, we are already providing them at Kenya Investment Authority. UPA Towers, 15th floor, walk in and ask for a MISI. Where is a MISI? You see, you stand at the exit, so the investors get lost. A MISI is the manager of the One Start, One Go Center, and these services we provide. By the way, did you know that we can help with your name search within a day? Did you know that we can actually facilitate your registration within 24 hours? Did you know that we facilitate your permits, your visa, your special passes? Now you know. Within the One Start, One Go Center, we have physically EPZA, the Export Promotion Authority, within Kenya Investment Authority. The Special Economic Zone Agency sits within Kenya Investment Authority. And now we are getting industrial parks, we are getting county, we've written to the COG to give us a representative from the county governments and the county aggregation industrial park to ensure that once you walk in there, you are facilitated fully. We are building a strong incentive framework, and those incentives that are already there, we support you to understand its applicability and how you can begin to enjoy them. And of course, some permits and licenses, we also facilitate the approval. Now, this is the clarity of investor journey that the National Investment Council and the board has put forth, and we are setting it up. We are automating with UNDP and the World Bank. In going into the future, as an investor, you have clarity. You know where to start and you know where to go. And that's for the new investors. We have the same journey for existing investors because we are clear on what they often look for. Either it's aftercare, I'm struggling, I'm about to close, the cost of inputs is a challenge, or I'm being threatened by cheap imports, whatever it is that we can resolve. Investment structuring, and of course the facilitation. So once this is in place, then as an investor, you know where to escalate, you know where to take your issues, and you have a platform that is digitized that can support you. We've looked at the risk management framework in terms of strategic risk, operational risks, financial risks, technology risks, reputational risks, legal and regulatory and governance risks. Thank you very much for your time. We hope that this strategic plan is responding to your pain points. And if they are not, please write it down. We'll pick your feedback. We deliberately avoided to print copies. We'll have a few. But the idea is to ensure that even as we launch this strategic plan, you can give us your feedback, and we continue to improve the document and ensure that it is an agile document, a live document that will guide us to deliver Kenya as an attractive investment destination. We look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. Before I leave, I would like to recognize the chairman of the Macro and Small Enterprise Authority, Mr. James Mureo. And just to mention that within that KJET program for the World Bank, we're working closely with MCEA, and we're working closely with the KDC, and we'll deliver a strong product.
Thank you, June. Great. A round of applause to June Chakimei and the team she leads at KenInvest. As I mentioned, you can get as well the QR code is on the table, and shortly it should be projected as well, and you can be able to interact. So, being a friend to KenInvest and Bona PS will allow me to indulge you on this one. I've implemented, and it's always on my side as the chief of staff, I'm quite passionate about the people working behind the scenes of various principles. So, first of all, I'd like to recognize the advisors. They're not really, I would not say there's sort of a role of CEO or chairman, but they are people who are very critical in this conversation. First up on stage, and ask her to stand, is an advisor in the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry in the Cabinet Secretary's office, Zedi Bariti. Zedi, if you could just stand and wave. I know you would want to just say hello, but just a wave as well. Thank you, Zedi. Full eyes on, of course, the CS. The next gentleman, I must say I've implemented it at home. Speaking about investments, this gentleman left our home 10 years ago and went to the States and has studied in America and landed a job with the US government. So I told him, you're to be an investor ready. You talk about bankable projects, we have them back home. And he's none other than my brother, Teddy Onsero, who's represented the US government. He's an investment advisor for East Africa, the DFC, so he's here as well. So Teddy, just stand and wave. I see you seated around the Kenya Chinese Chamber of Commerce. Maybe they're cracking some few deals. Go ahead. That's the beauty of breakfast. Last but not least, Madam Muthoni Bashira. This is one of the top investors in Thika, Del Monte, representing the CEO of Del Monte in the CEO's office as well. So behind the scene people, thank you very much. And it's an absolute pleasure now to invite Anthony. And Anthony, we were here a few days ago just talking about FDI attractiveness. And UNDP has really supported KenInvest as well in this and positioning ourselves into attracting some of these investors out there. So mine is just to welcome you and for your remarks and to thank you as well for the support you've given KenInvest. Mr. Anthony Ngororano, who's the Kenya representative at the UNDP. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Such a pleasure to be here at such an important milestone. And I'd like to start by recognizing some of our dignitaries present, PS Abubakar, members, esteemed members of the National Investment Council, board members of Kenya Investment Authority, June, and all of the KenInvest team, members and representatives of the various chambers of commerce. My name is Anthony Ngororano. I am the United Nations Development Program Resident Representative in Kenya. UNDP, as I think a number of you know, is really the kind of spinal cord of the United Nations system. And so I think I speak also on behalf of my colleagues, first and foremost in congratulating the government of Kenya, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, and KenInvest on the launch of this strategic plan. I think they deserve another round of applause. My remarks are very few, because I think first and foremost, the key points with regards to the strategy have been covered. And so I want to talk very briefly about some of the insights that UNDP and the UN system have gleaned over the last 60 years of working with a range of countries in really pushing this question of FDI and DDI. It's really, really, really difficult to overestimate the importance of accelerating foreign and domestic direct investment, especially, and I think reference was made to the beta, especially when it comes to ensuring a quality of growth that doesn't leave anyone behind. So it really is a process that is deliberate, it's a process that's intentional, but it's also a process that's both data-driven and in ideal case, as I think we can say is the case in Kenya, that is inspired by others. I won't go into any details except to say that I think a lot of lessons were learned by approximately 50 or 60 years ago. The first wave of countries who really set the scene for what it takes to accelerate, to increase FDI. I think a number of them, you know, some are represented in this room. I think the story of the Asian tigers remains inspiring. We've done, as UNDP, as our friends at the World Bank, as Government of Kenya, deep dives in understanding what worked in the stories of China, in the stories of South Korea, Thailand and Malaysia. But what's equally intriguing is a more recent wave of countries who in the last decade managed over 10 years to increase their FDI by a factor of 3, 4, or even 5x, setting them apart from the business as usual. Some we see when we discuss are not necessarily obvious, but I'll name some of them, and forgive me in the event of omission. But if you look at numbers in countries like Cambodia, in countries like Serbia, in countries like Morocco, specifically this year, you see that there is something very special. There's a secret sauce with regards to what it takes to promote in a very aggressive and focused way direct investment. Again, without going into too much detail, I want to focus on one piece that I see very nicely reflected in the strategy, which is the kind of DNA of what it takes to do, I think, the most important thing in getting this right, which is getting the governance and the regulatory frameworks surrounding and defining investment promotion right. And short of simplifying or dumbing it down, I think three things for us at UNDP and many of our partners come through. One is the question of coherence. I think this plan speaks very compellingly to the importance of moving away from fragmentation, be it in terms of decision making, be it in terms of targeting government allocations, be it even in terms of messaging. And so this lesson in coherence, if I go back to the question of the early starters, was one of the most important lessons. If you look at, again, apologies for those I'm not mentioning, but just because it really jumps out, you look at the case of Japan after the Second World War, the ministry of the same name was seen by all as the engine, and within that was the story of investment. The second piece, and bizarrely, they all begin with the letter C. So from coherence, I moved to coordination. Coordination is absolutely key and is a bit different from the coherence bit, because here we're talking, amongst other things, of something that I see in this room, which is the importance of a whole of government approach. No one or two or three ministries, sagas, private sector actors can do it alone. And here the evidence is clear. There is a centrality to ensuring a whole of government approach. And within that, having a center of gravity, it isn't so much about one being a boss or one being the indisputable leader. It's really about coming together and ensuring that the sum is greater than the parts. The last C, and this again I think was referred to very clearly, is that of institutional capacities. And I think that's more important now than ever. If you look at the most important foreign direct investment deals in the Africa region in the year of 2023, and you look at the list, as many of you have done, you will see new and emerging technologies taking the center stage. You will see, for example, in the case of Morocco, which was in 2023, 2023 isn't yet over, but is clearly going to come out. And their biggest deals were in the area of electric vehicles and lithium, right? These are areas on which, from, again, a regulatory, a technical capacity perspective, we're all learning at more or less the same pace. Other areas that I think are equally daunting are those of artificial intelligence. We look at the impact that we're still trying to fathom of generative AI, not just on business, but even in governance. And so these, just in terms of what the investment landscape looks like, the investment landscape of tomorrow looks like, require us to begin investing and helping KenInvest to be able to garner and harness this today. So really those three C's, I think coherence, coordination and capacities for us stand out as some, not all, but some of the key insights that really guide our work. And I have to say to Lord KenInvest, these come out very strong. And I think for that also we congratulate. Very briefly and in conclusion, and June and others have alluded, what is the partnership between KenInvest, UNDP, and others fundamentally about? So first, obviously, we move today from the design to the operationalization. We have to move from today to the how, right? I think there is no time, there is a sense of urgency. We all know that from a macro and fiscal perspective, There are few years that prove as challenging as 2024, but I think we're optimistic. We're optimistic with regards to the right people being in the right place and also the political will. So I think with that, we have, I think, our work cut out for us. In terms, very briefly, so UNDP, first of all, UNDP, we bring together the contributions, support, expertise from across the world. I think key partners in Kenya, many of whom are represented by some of their citizens, include, again, in a way non-exhaustive, Germany, Sweden, the government of Kenya, of course, as not just our host, but our key partner, the Netherlands, China, and others. And so what we do as UNDP, really, I can boil down into three things. One, we're a global connector. I think in August, we had a really, really interesting mission that brought together key players, many of whom are not here. And we went to Serbia. We went to Serbia for reasons I'm happy to speak to later, but this was one of those countries who in the last 10 years did two things that we ambition to do in Kenya today. One is they made that journey. They made that journey between lower and upper middle income, right? And that's the journey that Kenya's on, and it's not an easy journey. Secondly, they were part of what I would call the group of 5X. That's folks who built up their foreign direct investment in record time. So we went, I think we came back with some insights. They say the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and this pudding so far tastes good. And once again, congratulations to the KenInvest team. Secondly, we're in the business of really thinking through and working with governments on systemic or system-level development solutions. Gone are the times of fragmented individual, small-scale projects. For starters, the funding and financing landscape doesn't have appetite for, and so we're really in with other parts of the UN and the World Bank in these system-level things, FDI being one of a number. Last but not least, we are seen by member states as a force multiplier, right? I'm more or less on loan from my own home government, the government of Rwanda. At some point, they're going to come, I hope, and take me back. But we are really, here. Thanks to all of you to give extra metal to this endeavor. And I think in Kenya, in conclusion, our work looks at really two broad areas in our portfolio. One that brings me here today is the question of helping set up and strengthen the enabling environment. And that's not just obviously about investment, that's also about climate action and about devolution and so on and so forth. And secondly, and I'll end on this one, job creations. These are jobs green, jobs digital. These are jobs really for youth and so on and so forth. In conclusion, once again, great pleasure to be here. I think we can safely say that in terms of from the easy to the hard bit, the real work starts now, and we are firmly behind KenInvest and MITI and look forward to continuing this journey. Asanteni sana, congratulations, thank you.
Thank you to Anthony, appreciate it. Appreciate it, the great work as well from the UNDP team. Ladies and gentlemen, my job here is simple. It's just to recognize a few of those of us who joined us. Mr. Jonathan Chufalu, is a board member representing the chairperson, CESA, and also Honorable Dr. Sakwa Bunyasi, who's the chairman, Kenya Development Corporation, that's KDC. Gentlemen, please stand. We just want to recognize you. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. And we do this very constantly. The spirit of networking, the spirit of investors meeting and different departments meeting, it's only fair that you all know who's in the room. So just after our launch, also be fair for us to all network. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute pleasure to ask us all to please be upstanding to welcome the Principal Secretary in the State Department for Investment Promotion, Mr. Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, representing the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Rebecca Miano, up on stage. Karibu, sir.
You don't have to stand. I don't know why he asked you to stand, but you can be all seated. Good morning. So my job is to read the keynote address of the Cabinet Secretary, Ms. Rebecca Miano. But before I do that, I'd like to give some background or some remarks. These are my remarks. So it's good to understand where we come from, where we are now, where we're going, how do we intend to reach there, and what is preventing us from reaching there. So when this administration came into power, there were three challenges that we were faced. The inflation rate and the interest rate globally, very high. The fiscal distress and the structural imbalance in the real economy. These three issues, these three challenges has led to three deficits which we want to transform in our economic transformation agenda. The first deficit is the savings to investment deficits, the balance of payment deficits, and the fiscal deficit. For us to address those deficits, we need investments. An investment can be either public investment or private investment. But we all know that our public investment is stretched and strained. So there was a lot of focus now, it is on private investment. But we scanned the private investment environment in Kenya, and we found out that domestic investment is oscillating around 12 to 15% of the GDP. But foreign investment is contributing less than 1% of the GDP. And that is where we formulated our strategic intent of attracting $10 billion annually. Because this foreign investment, it ticks a lot of Kenya Kwanza impact pillars on the forex reserves, creations of jobs, enhancing our tax base, and also export-oriented. It ticks all those, and you are aware right now we are in a problem of forex issues. That is why we focus on FDI, or foreign investments. So we went deep again. We drilled down on the story of foreign investment in Kenya. So it was 1% of the GDP, less than 1%. But we looked at the trend for the last 10 years, and we found out that the best ever in the Kenyan history, FDI in the Kenyan history, was in 2011 after the constitution, which was $2.1 billion. And since then, it has been dwindling, not volatile, dwindling from 2021 to the lowest ever in 2021, which was around $448 million. When this administration came to power, we can see now a lot of investor confidence, optimism, and trust, and now we are seeing the graph going up. On those issues, we sat down and asked ourselves, what are the reasons, what are the barriers for this FDI? What are the causes of this low FDI? And we identified 5. One is inadequate global positioning. 2 is suboptimal investment and business climate. 3 is the de-risking environment is not that sufficient. 4 is our investment opportunity are either not investment ready or investment grade. And number 5 is weak coordination and fragmented facilitation. Over the years, we've put a lot of intervention over this year, and we have achieved a lot. I think a 1-year report will be issued by the Cabinet Secretary. But now we have generated lots of investor leads. Lots of investor leads. Now we need to convert these investor leads to investor deals. So if there's any takeaway on our focus next year, is conversion of leads to deals. And for us to do that, there are 2 areas now we are focusing, is on making our investment facilitation framework globally competitive. And 2, the Cabinet has just approved a business climate action plan chaired by the CS Rebecca Miano. In the next 6 months, we will have a business reform action plan with an implementation matrix to focus on the cost of doing business. We believe in the next 6 months, if we turn around our investment facilitation framework and make our business climate optimal in the next 6 months, we'll be able to convert all these leads to deals. His Excellency the President, in his quest to make sure we attract this FDI, established the State Department of Investment Promotion. This is a new State Department. He also operationalized the National Investment Council. And then he gave us 4 tools, or rather 5 tools. One is a Business Reform Transformation Unit, which is domiciled in my State Department. Then he gave me Kenya Investment Authority, another tool in the toolkit. You know, hustlers, they usually must have a toolkit where they do. The another tool is Special Economic Zones. Another tool is Export Processing Zone. And the 5th tool is KDC, Kenya Development Corporation, which will help us in de-risking private investment. Over this year, we've been sharpening these tools to build their institutional capacity, visibility, and operational efficiency, and making their policies, laws, and strategies responsive to the investors' needs. And that is why we are today having the strategic plan of the Kenya Investment Authority, which we believe it will be responsive to the investor needs, because our philosophy is we are investor-centric. Yesterday, we also published our Kenya Investment Bill. Some of the highlights of that bill, we want to transform Kenya Investment Authority from being an authority to a service. So it will no longer be called an authority, it will be called a corporation or a service. For investors to feel this is not an authority, it is a service institution. 2, we are expanding the mandate of the Kenya Investment Authority from just being a marketer to a structurers of deals, these investment deals, and facilitate globally in a competitive way. We are also proposing in that bill mandatory registration of all foreign investment in Kenya. I know there will be a debate in that, but there is no way we can be able to facilitate properly, adequately, if we don't know you in the first place. So we must register you, then we facilitate you. A lot of foreign investors have been complaining, and then you ask them, where have you approached for KenInvest? They say they are not aware of KenInvest. If they are con, they say they are not aware of KenInvest. So you register with KenInvest, all foreign investment. From there, you can proceed with your advisors, with KenInvest coordinating that investment to its closure. We are also introducing an investment certificate, which has been there, but we are increasing the benefits of that investment certificate, not only for getting visas, but also helping you sort your money issues, because some of the investors, they are saying that money cannot flow from the foreign jurisdiction if they want to invest in Kenya, but there are problems with money flowing. If you get the investment certificate, Kenya Investment Certificate, it will help to unlock that money flow. We are also introducing a tribunal, Investment, Trade and Industry Tribunal. So if Kenya Association of Manufacturers, they have industry issues, they can take them to the tribunal before they go to the High Court to stop our Finance Act from being implemented. Ladies and gentlemen, we know we have a Forex problem, and my State Department is working with other State Departments to ensure that we build up our Forex reserves. In our Forex stock, the biggest Forex stock is our export, which is currently at $6 billion US. The second source of our Forex is our remittance, which is currently at $4 billion US. The third is our tourism, which is around $2 billion US. And the fifth one is FDI, which is less than 500 million US. So we are working together with the State Department of Trade through our Special Economic Zone and Export Processing Zone to ensure that the export trade increases so that we can have more foreign Forex from the export side. We are also working with the State Department of Diaspora to see how we can increase the remittance and 50% of that remittance, those remittance to come to investment. And we are also working with the State Department of Tourism to make sure that these investors, when the tourists come here, they visit Kenya and also invest in Kenya. With those many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, National Investment Council members, representative of PSs, chair of boards, CEOs of Parastatal Business Association and Chamber of Commerce, valued investors, our partners, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning again on behalf of the CS, Rebecca Miano. We gather here to launch the Kenya Investment Repurposed Strategic Plan, a blueprint whose beacons map out the vision and goals that will guide us in the coming years. Allow me, from the very outset, to applaud the Board of Directors, management and staff of Kenya Investment Authority for this comprehensive and visionary plan that not only demonstrates the authority's dedication of the government economic transformation agenda, but also highlights its express intent to actively contribute towards its realization. Ladies and gentlemen, in the current global economic landscape, investment promotion agencies are nudged to take unprecedented proactive steps to secure a reasonable portion of foreign direct investments to foster sustainable economic growth and development. Keen to lead Kenya's quest to accelerate her economic transformation, Kenya Investment has embarked on a journey to increase our foreign direct investment at all odds. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President has unequivocally pronounced himself on the need to establish a robust Kenyan Invest with necessary legal framework to effectively carry out its responsibility and fulfill its mandate. I'm delighted to provide an update on the progress we have made in building a strong institution with appropriate legal framework to effectively carry out its mandate. In line with the President's instructions, the National Investment Council has already been established and operationalized. Its primary objective is to advise the government and its agencies on strategies to boost investment and stimulate economic growth in Kenya. Additionally, the Council seeks to foster collaboration and private sectors in the formulation and implementation of government policies pertaining to economy and investment. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to provide an update on the significant progress we have made thus far. Firstly, this President has appointed the National Investment Council members, whose primary objective, as I have said before, is to advise him and to advise the government and its agencies on strategies to enhance investment and stimulate economic growth in Kenya. The National Investment Council has achieved remarkable milestones, including the introduction of an investment facilitation framework. This framework, a product of NIC, aims to streamline the investor journey by providing a comprehensive platform that encompasses both physical and digital channels for seamless investment facilitation. Our approach, we are not waiting for the investors. Our approach is to go get them. When we go get them there, we need to tell them from the day they are from their foreign country, how to reach Kenya through our flights. You can see when they reach here, the President has opened up the visas. There are no visas because Kenya is home. It has been scientifically proved that this is where human origin began. So you cannot get visas to come home. Once you come home, the Kenya Investment Authority, it's an investment information center. You will get all information about investment at Kenya Investment Authority. And once you are attracted, you will be facilitated from the business registration to the end. Currently, we have 8 agencies situated at the Kenya Investment Authority. And now we are adding 12 more. So 12 institutions will be housed centrally at Kenya Investment Authority to facilitate you so that you don't go many places. And Kenya National Investment Council has proposed to automate that process with 3 features. 1, they are automating it. 2, there will be an appeal mechanism. If you get frustrated at Kenya Investment Authority, you will appeal to the National Investment Council. And 3, you will have a green lane mechanism. Depending on your level of investment, if you're putting an investment which is impactful and transformational in our account, you will get the president here. They will organize for you to meet the president. You don't have to parachute yourself to setups. As part of this initiative, we have communicated with all relevant agencies involved in the investment facilitation processes, urging them to assign teams to the newly established One Stop, One Go Center at the Kenya Investment Authority. We have changed this name from a one-stop thing. I don't know what stop what. Because an investor, when he comes to Kenya or anywhere, he doesn't ask where to stop. He asks, where do I start, right? So this buzzword, one stop, everyone is talking about, it ends here in Kenya. We are putting it as a one start, and an investor asks, where do you go? So we are calling ours One Start, One Go Center. Furthermore, we are actively working towards automating the investor journey with the objective of promoting transparency, clarity, trust, and accountability throughout the entire process. Ladies and gentlemen, for 19 years, Investment Authority has been operating under the Act that lacks the necessary facilitative measure. Our aim lately has been to align the new bill with the Constitution of Kenya 2010. This act is a 204 Act, and the Constitution came in 2010. The Kenya Investment Policy came in 2019. It ought to be aligned. We have identified the regulations and provisions that have posed obstacle to our attempts to bring on board investors and actively removing barriers and that hitherto obstructed our ultimate goal. The recommendations we have made are designed to tweak the Kenya Investment Regulations, Policy and Regulatory Agencies operational framework in order to create a more conducive investment atmosphere. Our goal is to provide incentives for investment and create an environment that supports growth and development. The bill now has been published to allow for public participation. I welcome all of you to provide your feedback on the draft bill. Let us all work together to deliver a responsive investment promotion and facilitation bill for the country. Your input is valuable and will help shape the final version of the bill to effectively promote and facilitate investment in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, we have identified 6 strategic issues in this strategic plan. And we have formulated strict strategic objectives with 6 strategic result areas which we want you to evaluate us in the next 5 years. As the CEO has said, please ensure that these are the issues. If there are any other issues we think we have left out, please let us know. We have room to amend this strategy if need be, so that we don't want to get it wrong this time. We just want to get it right and very right. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 crucial pillars that will shape our future endeavors are guided by our new strategic plan. Firstly, we are committed to strengthening our legal and regulatory framework. As mentioned, we recognize the need for an environment that is conducive to investment. Therefore, we will diligently review and update our regulation to ensure investor confidence and protection. Secondly, we aim to implement an investment promotion and facilitation framework that streamlines the process for potential investors by reducing I was now going over the curve. Can I do it over the curve or I read? Bureaucratic hurdles, providing clear procedure so that we can enhance the ease of doing business. But remember now, we are focusing on the cost of doing business. Let me tell you something about this ease of doing business. Over the last 10 years, we have been rated, we were number 156, I don't know. For the last 10 years, we have improved our ease of doing business from 126 to number 56 in the world. Ease of doing business. Tuko pamoja? We were number 3 in the sub-Saharan Africa. But if you look at our FDI, it has been dwindling like this. So there is no correlation between our improvement in the ease of doing business and the level of foreign investment we're getting. So we have come to a conclusion that foreign investment is not only a function of one variable, which is ease of doing business, but other variables which we want to tackle. And now the focus is not on ease of doing business, but on cost of doing business. Thirdly, we understand the importance of increasing the visibility and awareness of bankable investment opportunities in our country through targeted marketing campaigns and robust communication strategies. We will highlight the profitable ventures that await our investors. Listen, these investors, when we go there, they don't invest in an opportunity. They don't invest in a climate. They don't invest in an incentive. They invest in a project. And the project must be investment grade. The project must be bankable for any investors to put their money. We go, we give a story, our climate, blah, 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 then they'll be, okay, we have had, they go. Where is the project and where is a bankable project? And that is why we are increasing the mandate of KenInvest to start, and we'll put the necessary skills there to start structuring structured investment deals so that we can ease the foreign investment flow into this country. Fourthly, we will enhance our efforts in attracting diverse range of local and international investors by developing tailored approaches and creating innovative incentives. We'll ensure that Kenya becomes a sought-after destination for business ventures across various sectors. Fifthly, comprehensive research and data analysis of the investment environment will be an area of focus. By collecting and collating relevant information, we will gain insight into the market trends, identify potential growth areas, and ultimately provide informed recommendation to guide investment decisions. Lastly, a testament to our commitment, we will build a globally competitive investment promotion agency through capacity building initiatives and strategic partnership. We will cultivate a team of dedicated professionals who will promote Kenya as a premier investment destination, both domestically and internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, the successful implementation of any plan, including this strategic plan, is crucial to its effectiveness and impact. As we launch this plan today, I expect the Kenya Investment Authority or Kenya Investment Service to diligently execute the outlined strategic objective and achieve the 6 key result areas within the plan timeframe. Regular updates on the progress made should be provided to my office to ensure transparency and accountability. Not my office, the CS office. Attracting investors and promoting investment growth requires significant resources, both in terms of finances and human capital. It is important to acknowledge that every country worldwide is vying for the attention of these potential investors. We are vying for the attention because most investors, the investment is not a trade. People need to differentiate between trade and investment. If you want to do a proper investment, I'm sure you must already have an investment plan. Because it's long-term in nature. So for us to go and disrupt their investment plan and consider us, we must have a bankable project. Otherwise, if we just continue selling opportunities, which now they'll have to come here, conceptualize a project, it will take time for that money to flow. By prioritizing the objectives outlined in this plan, investing in the necessary resources and working together, we can create vibrant and competitive investment landscape in Kenya. Let us seize this opportunity to unleash the full potential of our nation and unlock a prosperous future for all. I'm grateful to the development partners who have supported us in the past and are currently supporting us through partnership forged with KenInvest. I want to recognize the invaluable technical assistance provided by UNIDO through the business-friendly program and other impactful projects. I also want to express my gratitude to UNCTAD for always coming through whenever we call upon them. The e-regulation project that has been instrumental in ensuring accessibility of critical investment regulatory information to investors. Thank you for your partnership and support, and we look forward to continuing our collaboration to further enhance investment environment in Kenya. We express our gratitude to World Bank for the KJET program, which will contribute to addressing the issues of employment in our country. Thank you for your valuable support. I also want to thank you, Trademark, for their BIP program, which will help our CS develop that business reform action plan in the next 6 months. Those were instructions from the president, that in the next 6 months, we're going to have a Kenya business reform action plan with an implementation matrix focusing on the cost of doing business. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the beginning of an exciting journey for KenInvest. As we steer the ship towards economic transformation and investment growth, I encourage all our stakeholders to join us on this voyage. Together, we can complement our efforts, strategize to overcome any obstacle that we may face, and provide the necessary support when we encounter challenges along the way. With your collaboration, we believe that no obstacle will be unsurmountable. The time has come at this very moment. I'm thrilled to declare the launch of Kenya Investment Service Strategic Plan for 2023-2027. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonavides. Please, he deserves a round of applause. And of course, in the essential cabinet secretary, Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry, thank you again for the support. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you all to please turn your eyes on the screen in front of you. Just as we are getting the sound up on that, I'm going to ask the members of the press present, Mr. Patrick Igunza, I see you from Citizen, of course, with the Business Journalists Association. Please come right to the front, gentlemen, ladies. Let's not miss the action. Shortly, we'll be doing the unveil on my left. So I'm going to ask the team, the camera teams to position themselves. Just as we
so it's all okay.
Just as that is going on as well, I should mention that, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually interact with us on a new website and a revamped website. That's www.invest.go.ke. That's www.invest.go.ke, and that's sort of the landing page that you'll get on your gadgets as you go along. That's a revamped website as well. Interact with us, have a comment, share, reach out to KenInvest should you have any feedback as well on the report that we actually have as well. Can we just go on? I don't know. Okay. All right. So without further ado, and sorry for moving dignitaries on the reserved tables right here, we're trying to make space as well just for us to witness the unveil of the Kenya Investment Authority Now service that should be coming up. The video will be coming up. We're just trying to sort of plug in sound on that. So as we do that, I'm going to call up on stage Madam Sally Mahil, who's our chairperson, to please come up. We also want to welcome Madam June Chepkemei, our PS, Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, to come to my left. Caleb will help me just arrange you how to stand just as we unveil. Ahmed Farah, representing the National Investment Council. Ahmed Farah, if you could please come up. And the National Investment please come up. Let me also welcome on stage Madam Rebecca Kimeto. Karibu. Yes. Let me have the copies of the strategic plan. The copies of the strategic plan. The copies. Yeah. All right. Team, and thank you. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, just as we witness that launch. So Tom, if you can help me, just walk with the team, just come to my stairs and go up on stage. Tom, Humphrey, Ahmed, please come right on this side. Let's have the entire team that is on my left to please come up right on stage for a better vantage view. Following the yes, everyone, please. Madam Sally, sir, please come up.
I think you should take cancel first.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's come right on stage. So the first picture, and I'm getting more copies. All right. So the first picture is with the National Investment Council. The National Investment Council. I believe they're all represented on stage. It's the National Investment Council. Thank you very much. The board, KenInvest board. Madam Flores, please. The KenInvest board. Thank you. A round of applause, please, to the National Investment Council. Let me have the KenInvest board.
Thank you.
I think I'll take the copies. I'll put them. I'll give them back. Please remember you can scan as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. The KenInvest board. KenInvest board. Thank you, KenInvest board. Thank you. All right. Next, I'm going to invite MDs as well. MDs of Sagas. Hold on. KenInvest board. One more, please. I'm following the queue of media colleagues. Remember, we're live as well online, so apologies for that confusion of the same. Caleb, I'm following your queue. Are we ready? Okay. That's the national, that's a KenInvest board. Thank you very much. And you also done the National Investment Council members. Let me have the managing directors, Madam Rotemo, please come up. The MDs of Sagas, MDs, chairpersons present. MDs, chairpersons present, please come up on stage. MDs, chairpersons present. Anthony, please come up representing the Kenya. I'm going to invite on stage Madam Brenda Mbathi as well from Traffic. Please welcome. MDs, CEOs present, please welcome. I should also recognize the representative from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the National Treasury. Sir, please come up. representing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the National Treasury. Please come up. We have Joseph Masila as well, PS State Department of Foreign Affairs, and also as well from National Treasury. Thank you. Thank you. Let me also invite now the management. KenInvest. Chairpersons present. Chambers. We had AmCham, we had the British Chamber. Let me see who else I can quickly cover. The Netherlands Chamber as well. We had the French Chamber represented, so please come up on stage. Chinese Chamber represented. All chambers present, please make your way to the stage. Yeah. Okay, so. All right, let me just make sure. Yes, please. Chambers, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Management, Guracha, Buire, James, Hamisi, Sylvia, please come up. The management of KenInvest. Those are general GMs present. Oh, Pius is here. Welcome. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies, for the great work behind the scenes. Management of KenInvest, please come up on stage. You can propose for vote of thanks. A round of applause, please, to management. Please give a round of applause. I know they're the people you interact with as well as you're looking out for this investment guidance and help. Thank you, Wana PS. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Who do you want to get?
I need the five of them. Because of
they're here. They want to meet here. So who else do you want there?
I'm so impressed seeing some of the different services offered here.
So do you want Anthony? You want Anthony as well?
A one-stop shop where if I was a British business person coming here today, I could actually visit numerous different offices to understand how to set up and register my company, understanding the issues like utilities, working with the tax system, really getting that specialist advice.
All right.
Investment destination for foreign investors. Any investor in Kenya will welcome and have been working here.
Vote of thanks. Still on having on for vote of thanks. Fulesa Mekata. Who do we give Mekata? Okay. Sorry. Give vote of thanks. Vote of thanks. Vote of thanks. Vote of thanks. All right.
Beyond that, as we work with partners such as KenInvest and we look at opportunities where we can facilitate taxpayers, we are able to drive what we call voluntary compliance or provide a first-line service at the KenInvest one-stop center. Some of the services that are frequently asked for is that we facilitate investors on both domestic tax and customs compliance.
So with the coming in of the one-stop shop, we have been able to have a KPLC on one point of managing our relationship with potential.
Who's that?
What's the name of the guy from National Treasury?
With our limited
So this one is representing PS Tourism.
We are trying investors who are coming in. We are also able now to communicate to the investors in a prompt manner because we have one point of disseminating our information. We have a whole collaboration with
Anapeana vote of thanks. Atapeana.
Florence,
We have been collaborating for the last 5 years, and I believe this is an institution which is able to continue enhancing this relationship. Overall, we collaborate with KenInvest to build the business strategy, and we try and make sure that we support.
What is the other name? Florence who? Yeah?
We've been able to facilitate.
She's what? What is her title?
The chair of the strategy committee at the
Yeah,
of KenInvest.
Okay.
We've been able to facilitate operations. Very investors. We've also been able to facilitate IDES, Africa Data Center. Additionally, we've been able to facilitate a Taifa Bank established at the special economic zone in the Bogota.
So for us, we are really happy, we are really delighted to announce the country the amazing story of one-stop center for permits, visas, passes, and any other support.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, interact with the same material as well on the KenInvest YouTube platform, where we have been live, as well as the revamped website, invest.go.ke. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. We've now come to the end of our program. It's exactly 10 o'clock. Apologies for the bit of overrun. I know we're all investor time conscious, so apologies for that run-over as well. But at this point in time, without further ado, it's my absolute pleasure to invite Madam Florence Wangoi, who sits on the board of KenInvest, and she's the director of the strategy committee, to give the vote of thanks. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Our PS, the chair of the board, NIC, board members of KenInvest, strategy committee members who are present here, led by Madam Rebecca Kimeto, Madam Floyce, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I've been given a very simple task, which is to pass the vote to move the vote of thanks, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and valued partners, as we stand on the cusp of a transformative journey, I'm honored to express our deepest gratitude to all of you for gracing this momentous occasion, the launch of the KenInvest strategic plan. First and foremost, our heartfelt thanks to the Principal Secretary, Honorable Abubakar Hassan Abubakar, the Chair of the Board, Madam Sani Mahihu, the CEO, Madam June, for impacting invaluable insights that have illuminated the path forward. Your wisdom and guidance inspire confidence in the direction we are charting. To our dedicated team, whose collective effort has culminated in the creation of this strategic roadmap, I extend my sincere appreciation. Your commitment, resilience, and creativity have been the driving force behind this endeavor. A special acknowledgement goes to our collaborators and partners. Your unwavering support and collaboration have been instrumental in shaping this strategic vision. Together, we forge alliance that will propel us towards shared success. I must also recognize the unseen heroes, the countless individuals who work behind the scenes to organize this event seamlessly. Your meticulous planning and dedication have not gone unnoticed. As we embark on the implementation phase, let us carry the spirit of unity, innovation, and determination that defines this strategic plan. Together, we shall overcome challenges and realize the full potential of our collective aspirators. In closing, thank you, each and every one of you, for being an integral part of this historic launch. Your presence and commitment marks the beginning of a new chapter. And I'm confident that together we will script a story of triumph. God bless you, and let me just take this juncture to wish you a Merry Christmas in case we don't meet, and a Happy New Year. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Florence, and rightfully so. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you so much for attending. We appreciate, just because we introduced everyone as well, the networking continues. Please enjoy your breakfast, coffee, and tea as well as we go along. Asante sana.
Welcome to Kenya, a land of boundless opportunities and vibrant